great block from them again there. But then you can see he's just waiting. He's just waiting, Wendy, on the edge of things, like what's it called, flankers, you know, to get the ball and throw it out again. He's just, and that's a good finish.
Yeah.
And I'll give Villa that. You know what I mean? Because they kept going. They've done well.
Yeah, I don't think that Arsenal could have done much more in that penalty box. They've got bodies behind it. They've tried to block it off, and the balls just flukily come out again. That's the point. But overall, it's the minutes leading up to that that were the concern for them.
And Villa's character to keep going.
Of course, yeah. Well, that's the manager. We've praised him all day long. And so he might as well take the credit for it.
He's got to get credit for that, Steve, because he's brought 2 forwards on at the depth there. Yeah. You know what I mean? Now Villa, 3 points behind. They'll feel confident. They started the season pretty poorly after, you know, everything that happened to them last season, missing out on Champions League, not being able to sign players and starting the season so badly. Now they've got themselves in a position where they're 3 points behind the leaders who everybody's talking about as, you know what I mean, who's going to catch Arsenal? Now they're 3 points behind them, so they will be full of confidence in that. And then this is a good test for us again, because we've got to, at some stage, take the baton of we're going to try and finish this off. You're going to get games like that, and you have to try and finish them off, Steve. You have to take something from it. You can't lose games.
So Villa are 3 points behind in December. So, I mean, the question is, I guess, in this crazy old season, are they in the title race?
Of course
they are.
Yeah.
They can win the title.
They can win the title. A number of teams can win the title. Will they win it? It might be a totally different thing. And it will depend, really, on their major players staying fit. I think that's the big thing. Now, also, like Arsenal, like Manchester City, I suppose they're in European football. That does take it out of you, depending on what sort of mentality you have, what sort of feeling you have towards the Europa League, for instance, that Aston Villa could win. They are capable of winning it. There's no question about it, because I feel, particularly in the Europa League, that the English teams are pretty strong. You know, but what, you know, now that you've put yourself into a position of trying to win the league, I think that if you were asking the little manager, I think he would think, well, I think if you give me the Premier League title, I can think about Europe in another 5 years, you know.
And Martin Keown has joined us as well. Disappointing for you, Martin, but where did that rank as part of games that you've seen this season?
Well, look, it's difficult for me as I've got a foot in both camps, but I'm an Arsenal man, so you wanted to see that. But if it was the spoils were shared, then that'd have been a nice day out. But credit to Buendia coming off the bench. He's played a lot recently. He'd have been really disappointed, and he found the finish. And as Arsenal were queuing up to clear it, there were Villa players queuing up to put it in the back of the net, and it was kind of like an amazing finish to this game, and not an easy one when you've got so much of you in the game. I'll be honest, I'm just talking professionally to Ali about when he does Rangers, when I do Arsenal. You know, you love the club, and obviously Villa as well, so you're happy for the Villa fans in the end, but that's a sickening way for Arsenal to lose this epic game, and this is what the Premier League gives us now.
They just didn't give up though, Villa,
no, he stuck with it, Buendia. You see, like, even when he goes on, he keeps it alive, which first and foremost, but then he gets up quickly, gets to his feet quickly, then composes himself, and in a pressure moment just comes up with the goods. Brilliant finish.
He's been absolutely vital for them as well this season, Ali. It's been quite a resurgence from him.
Oh, brilliant. If I could just comment on the finish as well, lads, and I didn't recognise it until I saw it there. He lifts it, because there's 2 defenders coming in, and if he just hits it, there's every chance they'll block. So he actually lifts it, which is the right thing to do, and it goes into the roof of the net. Yeah, great. I mean, both substitutes scoring when they come on. Lindsay, I just thought it was a brilliant game of football. Watch.
You can have another look,
watch this, watch. There. See?
Over the 2 legs.
He lifts it over the 2 legs, which is brilliant, because if he just hits it, Lindsay, it gets blocked. So he's got the awareness when all that madness is going on around him, just to lift it. Excellent.
Loved his perseverance as well.
Yeah, like I say, kept it alive. He had the first shot, he didn't get his head down, and he kept it alive. He was on the floor, he got himself back up, then to compose yourself and finish in the manner he did was brilliant.
It's not good for Martin, but is it good for the Premier League, that result?
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't want them running away with it. You know, we've pulled them back in now. Listen, we want a race as tight and as long as possible, I think. So it was a good result for football.
It was a brilliant game, honest to goodness. I thought
I genuinely thought Villa probably just deserved to be ahead at half-time. I did. And then I thought Arsenal came out second half and were excellent. I mean, we've got to look at that goal as well. It's a brilliant goal. I think it's Rice, the Worley Park, wins it. Odegaard's pass is perfect, but the touch that Saka takes from outside his left foot's magnificent. They're back in it, one each. And then I thought Arsenal were dominant. I thought they might go on and win the game. But to be fair, Villa come back into it. And I thought towards the end of the game, Villa were the team that were looking more likely to score.
There was so many high-quality chances, Martin, weren't there, throughout? Good saves as well.
Well, in that first half, Ollie Watkins had a couple of really good opportunities, and Raya was magnificent and up to the task. And it seemed that Calafiori going into the midfield didn't really help Eze on the wing, where you wanted Eze in a central position, and maybe the overlap should have come down the line. So you looked at that and thought, okay, it's not really set up. The manager obviously looked at it, made wholesale changes at the half-time, and I thought Arsenal then started to control it, but they credit Villa, to be fair. They got back into it. And then, you know, the Villa fans will feel they deserve that. I've just been given all sorts of abuse, by the way, by the Villa fans that came through. But
I bet you took it well,
It
Martin.
doesn't mean Arsenal can't win the league.
Martin, there's nothing worse than getting ignored.
You're not wrong.
It doesn't mean they can't win the league, of course, but how damaging is it mentally, do you think?
Well, this is where you got to recover. It's Wolves in the Premier League next. They play Bruges on Wednesday. They're top of the league in the Champions League, top of the Premier League. So as you dust yourself off, it's how you react to adversity, and they'll see this as a major blow. This is a difficult place to come to. It's a fortress. They've lost one game here this season, one last season, so we know how difficult that is. It can happen. There's been a succession of away games back to back, difficult fixtures, and they nearly got through it. So look, I thought today you just could see a little bit Gabriel, Saliba, you missed them a little bit in some of these duels. The physicality from set pieces, it's, you know, normally they score from a corner. So look, I think they'll welcome people back, but you have to applaud some of the jobs that some of these guys have had to do when they've hardly really featured for Arsenal, certainly in the central defence position.
Will it make doubts creep in, though?
I don't think so. I think there's plenty of teams who will come to Villa Park and come unstuck. It doesn't matter who you are. I think, you know, this Arsenal side have been the best team in the league this season. They've come here and they've got beat by the last kick of the game. It was no disgrace. I thought they were in the game at times. They created chances. When they get their two centre-halves back fit, I still think they're the team to beat.
It's a disappointment. It's nothing more than that. You know, you're in the game. It's not. They've had a good period. Great victory in the North London derby. Terrific second-half performance against Bayern Munich. A point away at Chelsea. I don't point away at Chelsea a disaster, and obviously the win home game against Brentford. That's a sore one, right? It's nothing more than that. We're looking for things that I don't think are there. I mean, it's a tough league. There's teams capable of beating everybody in it, and it's a disappointment for Arsenal. Nothing more.
Well, let's have a look at how Arsenal equalised. You already spoke about Declan Rice winning that ball back, but Mikel Arteta at that point would have been delighted that his subs had the desired effect.
Well, they did. I mean, I think it's a wonderful goal. I really, really do. There's the pass to Odegaard. And the timing of this pass and the touch, this wee touch there, that's a beautiful touch from Saka with the outside of his left foot that just creates that little yard of space so he can get to the byline, cut it across.
Just allows Saka, doesn't it, just to travel, just another pace forward, and he just gets the space. Look, that little delay, he's in, and then it's into. Once it's in that area there, it could go anywhere. And then there's that man Trossard, who really from the bench is remarkable. The statistics that he's got since he's been at the football club is an immense signing for Arsenal. Although I believe he's picked up that calf injury again, so it was to no avail in the end.
Yeah, another blow because he's missed the last two and has actually got more goals as a sub since he joined Arsenal than anyone else. He's always so reliable for them.
Yeah, he is. He's been a great signing, fantastic signing. He's come into the side, and whenever he's called upon, he seems to come up.
Well,
yeah, they are lapping up the applause from this Villa crowd. And why wouldn't you be? What a way to end the game. What was that feeling like when you saw that hit the back of the net, Emmy?
Incredible, because this team, I think the last couple of weeks we showed some character. Some games coming from behind in the games. The other night in Brentford was really tough, and the team showed an incredible character as well as to fight, to come back the game. And today, against the top team in the table, we did it again. So we fight until the last minute, the last second. So it's a really, really incredible win.
Matty, what a win. How big does that feel, beating Arsenal here?
Yeah, fantastic. I think, obviously, we knew it was going to be a really demanding game. But I think we were fantastic, and the crowd here today helped us through the right at the end. And honestly, yeah, that was the craziest I've ever been. But now, so happy, for this man as well.
Yeah. Feels like ages ago that you actually put Villa in front. But how much did you want to exploit that space that Arsenal gave you in that first half?
No, yeah, it's what we spoke about, to be fair. In the first half as well, having John a little bit more inside and then me on the overlap. And there was a chance I had right before as well that I maybe could have done a bit better. But yeah, I just saw it and I hit it first time. It was nice.
Great goal. What about the way Aston Villa started this season? It was a really difficult start. And now you're second in the Premier League table. What does that say about this team?
Like I said before, some character, trust the process, like the manager said, every single day, building the team, believing in what we do, in what we can do in this tough league. So yeah, I think we are showing every game we are doing big steps. So we need to continue this work, and we have many good games ahead.
The crowd seems so up for it today. What can Villa achieve this season?
Anything. Obviously, we've got to take it game by game, and just keep working hard and taking it in our stride. But at the minute, we're on a great run. But we know it's not even Christmas yet, so we have to keep being demanding, keep being consistent, and then we'll see where it takes us.